talk about the 1974 Mr. Olympia competition. Now, the 1974 Olympia is a very important contest for a number of reasons, and the most important reason is because the bodybuilding community pretty much unanimously agrees that 1974 was the biggest physique that Arnold Schwarzenegger ever brought to a bodybuilding stage. Now, the actual body weight that Arnold had on stage is pretty much disputed. So Arnold claims he was about 250 pounds on stage, but realistic numbers, a lot of people say he was probably 240 to 245, which is still Arnold's heaviest weight on stage. So everybody pretty much agrees this was definitely his heaviest, but there's some dispute over what his exact weight actually was. Now, the 1974 Olympia was held the year before Pumping Iron was filmed. So Pumping Iron followed the 1975 Mr. Olympia. So another important thing about 1974 was that this was the first Olympia to have two weight categories. So it's a very historic Olympia because this was the first Olympia to have an over 200 division and an under 200 division. Now, there was only 4 competitors in the 1974 Olympia. So Arnold and Lou Ferrigno were competing in the over 200 category, while Franco Columbu and Frank Zane were competing in the under 200 category. And this weight division is the same weight division that we saw in the 1975 Pumping Iron documentary, where you can see Franco Columbu, going at it with the under 200 guys, and Arnold competing in the over 200. So this over and under thing continued from 1974 to 1979. It's basically the seed that was planted that created the idea for the 212 Olympia that we have today. So in the over 200 division, Arnold obviously beat Lou Ferrigno. If you look at a lot of these photos, Lou Ferrigno was no small guy. Lou Ferrigno was known as being, a pretty massive bodybuilder. But in these photos from 1974, Arnold Schwarzenegger absolutely makes Lou Ferrigno look small. If you look at Arnold's chest compared to Lou's, especially on those side chest shots, Arnold's chest is absolutely destroying Lou from the side. His arms are destroying Lou's. And for people that say Arnold had small legs, like Phil Heath made that comment that Arnold had small legs, I direct you to look at this 1974 Olympia because this is probably the best that Arnold's legs ever looked. I mean, look how big his legs are. Look at this sweep in the quads. I mean, Arnold's legs were some pretty damn good legs for the 70s, especially in the 1974 Mr. Olympia competition. So this was definitely pretty much undisputed Arnold's biggest physique ever. But the best years that Arnold had was 1971, 1973, and this 1974 Olympia. So those are the 3 best years that a lot of people cite as being Arnold's best years of his physique. So in 1973, the year prior, a lot of people say that was Arnold's most conditioned and most ripped physique. And then 1974, he decided to put on a bunch of muscle, and then that would be his biggest and heaviest physique. I mean, his back, look at it. This is probably the best back that I think we've ever seen from Arnold in the 1974 Olympia. His back is just thick and dense, especially compared to Lou Ferrigno's. He just looks amazing. So just overall, guys, I just wanted to make a video about Arnold's biggest form because this is why Arnold Schwarzenegger is an icon in the bodybuilding industry. I mean, look at the physique that he brought in 1974. This is a physique that is just an all-time classic, just super aesthetic, super proportional, but also thick, dense, just rigid muscular physique that it's just unequaled. I mean, this is the reason that Arnold is Arnold. This is the reason that everybody looks up to him. Everybody's inspired by him, and his physique is just that timeless physique. So let me know what you guys think of the 1974 package that Arnold Schwarzenegger brought to the Olympia. Let me know if you think this was his biggest. Let me know what year you think was his best. And please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick, strength and power.